Welcome back, friends, to another weekly video. This week we are talking about recessions. Now, everybody hates recessions, and people don't really like talking about them that much. But this is one of those areas of finance that if we take a closer look, we can find some very interesting things. In fact, I'm going to be telling you in this video how we can end all recessions forever. Let's start today with why people hate recessions, because I think it's important to understand the impact recessions have on people's lives. Recessions cause pain, recessions are big, recessions are scary, and recessions are unexpected. We all know what it is like to have family and friends lose their jobs because of this big, uncertain event that is impacting the whole economy. It's really scary. When a recession is happening, all we're thinking about is just getting through it. And then when we're on the other side of the recession, we don't want to talk about it anymore. We don't want to dwell on it. And so people don't talk about recessions very much. But recessions are just like any other financial problem. The first step to dealing with any financial problem is to take a closer look at it. Let's take a look at the definition of recession. A recession is a decline in GDP for 2 consecutive quarters. This is a clear and simple definition, but there is a problem. This definition doesn't provide any explanation for why a recession happens, how it forms, and what we can do to prevent it. This definition is like looking at your personal finances and saying that you're struggling every month without asking the question why. So you might be struggling because your budget is out of whack, or you're not controlling costs, or you simply don't have a financial plan. So what I want to do here is I want to look at recessions and ask the question why. Why do recessions happen? I want to start with a core concept that might shock people. Recessions are disappearing. So we just went through a big recession in 2008 called the Great Recession, and it was horrible. It was very bad. But when you start comparing the Great Recession of 2008 with other recessions even further back in time, those recessions were a whole lot worse. Now, economic data doesn't really go back that far. But when you look back through history, you see just horrible economic events like the Tulip bubble, like the Great Depression. And then if we go even further back in history, we get to a period of time called the Middle Ages. The Middle Ages experienced huge, horrible economic recessions. The Middle Ages started with the fall of the Roman Empire, and the currency system of Europe was shattered. And then you had the Black Death, the plague that spread across Europe and killed 30% of the population, destroying the workforce. Those are bad recessions. And so when you start stacking up the statistical data of all these recessions throughout history, you do notice a trend. Recessions are actually getting a lot better. Given that historical context, I would like to recommend a different definition for recession. Recessions are negative growth caused by poor financial choices. The reason recessions seem to be disappearing is because we are getting better at making financial choices. So our financial systems are stronger, they're more robust, and we're just getting better at dealing with money. If you study what happened in the 2008 Great Recession, that recession was caused by people making bad financial choices. So people were buying homes they could not afford, and banks were acting recklessly. Well, those problems have been solved by new laws and new regulations on the books. And if you even look at how we responded to that recession, we were able to respond faster than we have in the past. When the global financial system was on the brink of collapse, in Washington, D.C., there was a lot of very smart financial people who made some good financial choices that helped keep the recession from getting a lot worse. So it may not seem like it sometimes, but as a society, we are actually getting better at making financial decisions. It's really easy for people to forget when they look at economic statistics that those statistics are based on real people doing real things. And so when you look at society today, we are better at making money choices than we were back in the Middle Ages. And so as a result, recessions are also better. Continuing this trend, as we continue to get smarter and smarter, it is theoretically possible to end all recessions forever. Now that's just theory. On a practical level, there's a lot of hurdles we have to overcome to make that happen. But what I want to do is I want to open people's eyes to the possibility that this can happen. This new definition shows the importance of the role of the finance person. So this definition shows the cause of recession as making bad financial choices. Well, if we know the cause, we also are pointed to the solution. The solution to ending recessions is making better financial choices. And the way you make better financial choices is through financial education. And so your job as a finance person is to guide society along this path to making better financial choices and end recessions forever. Now you might think that I'm overly optimistic, but let me tell you a story. So in 2008, when the Great Recession hit, I was working in the real estate business. So I was helping with a $100 million hotel property sale in Los Angeles, smack dab in the hot spot of the Great Recession. And so that Great Recession hit, and I remember everything about that recession. That recession is in my bones. And I'll be honest with you guys, it was scary, but we made it through it, and we made that hotel sale. So these experiences that we go through, I can tell you with certainty that because I went through those experiences, today I make good financial choices because I gained that knowledge. So we as a society go through the same thing. As we go through these experiences, we collect this knowledge to make us better at making financial decisions. That is how we are going to end recessions forever. Now I want to hear from you. I know there's lots of different opinions out there on recessions, so let me know what you think. Go ahead and leave a comment down below. And if you like this video, if you found it helpful, hit that subscribe button. The best way to supercharge a business is through accounting and corporate finance, and I release a new video every week, so come back and check out next week's video.